And here we are, episode 3, 10-minute cinema, Gremlins minutes 20 through 30.
Yeah.
Marvel, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
I'm going to ask you if you watched anything since we last spoke, but I did not, so I have nothing for you right now.
Wow, I also did not.
Yeah, it was a busy week at work. Arrival came out, and, just hold over from Doctor Strange and Trolls and Hacksaw Ridge. We got pretty humbled, especially on Veterans Day.
Oh yeah, school being out and everything.
Oh yeah. So let's just dig right into this awesome filled podcast. We last watched Billy and Gizmo were playing the piano. Well, he was playing the keyboard while Gizmo was matching the tune.
So other way around. Gizmo was singing and he would match the tune on the keyboard.
Oh, see, I thought it was the other way. My bad. So then Gizmo just decides to make this full song all of a sudden. This is where we pick up from. Which sounds pretty, good for artists that probably just started, so know him. It was fun, but really what we got here was Billy puts a Santa Claus hat onto Gizmo's head, and then all of a sudden he shows him a mirror of himself, and the light reflects into Gizmo's head, and all of a sudden he just screams, "Bright light, bright light." It looks like he gets burned a little bit. So Billy takes him to the bathroom and starts wrapping him up with wrap. At first I thought he was going to give him a Band-Aid, and I was about to have a great rant on this podcast about how a Band-Aid would not help at all on fur. But they decided to go with a wrap, which made it way more convincing.
Yeah. I remember the first time I watched it, I was scared because I thought he was going to use some kind of peroxide to clean the cut before he bandaged it up, which is, I guess alcohol-based, but could technically be water somewhat also.
How old were you when you watched this the first time?
I would say probably 6 or 7.
Wow, that's a pretty good thought for a 6 or 7-year-old watching this movie. Oh no, don't use peroxide. That might that might be like water.
Well, my mom always did that whenever we got cut. We always had to clean their wound first before she put it on it. So he got hurt and it's wet, so it says don't get him wet. It doesn't say. I guess they do say water.
They do say water.
But they also say don't get him wet.
They do.
So I guess really any liquid would technically.
Well, you can assume that, but we're going to go with water for now because they haven't proved otherwise. And, water is a different chemical combination, so maybe those chemicals together are what caused the mutation, or whatever happens. We haven't got to that yet.
Yeah, spoilers.
Right? So that ends that scene, and then we wake up the next morning, and Billy decides, you know what, I'm going to have a glass of orange juice. So first... What?
Why not? I mean, that's what you do in the morning.
I love a glass of orange juice in the morning. But we have this really bulky... There you go, you actually have a bottle of orange juice. Ladies and gentlemen, Varble. No claps. Sorry, dude. Anyway, we see this big, bulky, juicer-looking machine with probably about 20 oranges just underneath it.
Right.
First of all, what family has just 20 oranges on the counter, near a juicer? Come on.
The family that loves their orange juice.
I guess so. And then, so we comically we see Billy go towards this thing, and he's hesitant because it's his father's invention.
I love how they almost frame this like it's part of a horror movie. Because as he walks into the kitchen, it dominates the frame. It's right there. It's in full view. He's in the background.
Right.
This thing takes up the full view. It's really ominous.
Yeah, and he knows it's not going to work out. So he decides, okay, I'm going to test it, grabs a glass, gets one orange, puts it in, and then gets about an explosion 100 times what the orange could have ever produced, plus a full glass of orange juice.
Yeah.
So it does work. It's a peeler juicer.
I love how it lured him in. At first it's okay, I'm dispensing orange juice just like no.
It really was like that. It was like, oh no, 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 no. So you cut to Corey. This is where Corey comes in. I had not realized he was in this movie. I told you that before.
Yep.
Because I was younger and didn't know who he was back then or whatever. And he comes
We actually thought before, but you didn't notice because he's inside of a Christmas tree.
Right, and so now he's here with the Christmas tree again. I guess he says like a fetish with wearing Christmas trees.
Well, he works there. That's his job. He has to deliver trees to the neighborhood.
I was really just kidding because we've seen him twice now inside of a tree. Like,
yeah.
He's not just like carrying a tree. He's literally walking inside a tree.
Well, yeah. That's how you sell Christmas trees.
That is not... Maybe that's what midgets do or something, but that's not what real people do.
I see them all the time.
Okay.
You don't buy your tree from a man inside of a Christmas tree, then you're getting the wrong trees.
Okay. My bad. Maybe I don't know about the good market.
Yeah.
So Corey comes in, and this kitchen's just a disaster now. I mean, there's orange everywhere. And he's like, I thought your dad fixed it. And then all of a sudden the juicer decides to dispense a whole orange out in like a paste form.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like the best invention ever. It just made like the total of like 20 oranges with one orange worth of juice and paste.
Now, to be fair, there is an alternative thought that maybe could explain this. As you noticed, there were a bunch of oranges lined around the base of the machine. So it's possible maybe it like also sucks them in on accident.
You know, I didn't look. Do we see those oranges again?
Not, well, the ones in the front are still there, but you can presume that they lined the entire base of the machine. So it could possibly have sucked up the ones from the back.
From underneath, though? That just seems kind of... I think you're trying to stretch it into logic.
It's a Peltzer device. It's not going to work correctly.
That's
so
true.
If they did, you know, just randomly decide, I'm going to insert more oranges myself.
I guess so. So then we see Gizmo in the bedroom and he's watching TV. This like black and white racer or something. And he starts imitating the race car driver.
Uh-huh.
This is something I did as a kid. I'm sure you did too. I mean, I think this is... No?
No.
That really was something that I did as a kid. Just like, I would go in my room and like daydream like being in a race car and going...
Well, it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, I didn't do.
Wow, okay, well, I was the only kid, so I got pretty bored sometimes. That's all I can say about that. So we go back into the bedroom, and then Billy and, what's Corey's name in this, actually? Did you catch it? I didn't catch it.
I didn't yet, no.
Okay, so I'm just going to call him Corey for this episode, then.
That's fine.
Corey comes in with a glass of water, and immediately I see this glass of water, I'm like, oh, Corey, it's gonna be you, isn't it? Because I know Gizmo gets wet eventually. I just don't remember how, other than... Alright, so I know that it fell off the desk. Or I thought that it fell off the desk, but I guess not. Because we do see it in the scene.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We had a sound issue, and we were just trying to get back on pace. So anyway, he sets the water down on the desk, and I'm like, oh, man, it's coming. This is it. And I was half right.
Yeah.
It does happen here, but it's just knocking over onto the desk and touching Gizmo a little bit. And then what happens, Farble?
Well, we're not really sure. Little balls of fur start popping off of him.
He creates Furbies.
Yeah, they turn into other Mogwai creatures. So I guess this is how they reproduce?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. You know, I'm really... I don't really know what happens here, because I did not remember them all looking like Gizmo at first. I just remember the monster-like skin that they have later on. So I don't know. Right. I guess they shaped themselves or something. That's what they look like underneath. That's what I could guess at this point, because I don't know how they become that form.
Okay, well, spoiler alert, they go through a cocoon phase and then hatch out of the cocoon as gremlins.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's only what his offspring can do?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. So Gizmo looks quite upset by what just happened. It looks like he went through a lot of pain for this, too.
It did, yeah. He was making an awful sound.
They don't care at all. They're like, oh my god, we got 5 new gizmos. This is awesome. Yeah. Corey's like, can I have one now? Like,
yeah.
And then...
And as soon as he's like, no, then he's like, oh, all right. He's like, well, don't you realize what it means? He's like, yeah, it's neat. I mean, it's really neat. Seriously, it's neat.
Yeah. Billy is not the best character for this right now, I don't think. Like, I don't think his acting's great for this movie, but we'll see. It might get better.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem to have reactions. She's like, that's great.
Corey Feldman plays Pete. I think they have said his name now since I heard that, yeah.
Alright. Hold on 1 second.
Nope.
So Gizmo looks exhausted and sad, and these new Gizmos are basically super hyper, it seems like.
Well, they're not new Gizmos, they're new Mogwais.
Well, okay, new Mogwais. I'm just going with, they all look like Gizmo right now.
They look like him, but they aren't him, like you said.
You're correct.
If they were clones of him, we could call them Gizmos. They are not clones, they are doppelgangers.
Okay, my bad. Billy goes to tell his dad, and his dad is too into his bathroom buddy right now, which he's still working on. Made an improvement.
New addition.
He adds a shaver. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Right. What could possibly go wrong with a machine that breaks all the time by adding a razor to it?
Right? And then...
very logical.
And then Billy, like, what's this button do? And sprays his dad with shaving cream.
As scared as he was of the orange juice machine, why would he push random buttons on something he has no idea what's going on?
It makes no sense at all, man. It
really doesn't.
So we're going to finish this 30-minute mark with them coming into the room. He's showing his dad that there's 5 new Mogwai. And it looks like the Spike one, which that's his name.
Right.
Is it Stripe? I thought it was Spike.
Right, he has the stripe on his head.
Okay, so Stripe is playing like a little mini arcade game while all the other Mogwai Gremlin guys are around him, watch him, and then he randomly spits this goo at Gizmo, who's just like a little trumpet with the dog, looking sad still. And that's pretty much where we leave off.
Yeah, one other thing I want to add is the dad, as soon as he comes down.
Yeah.
Immediately dollar signs in his eyes, you know?
Oh, yeah, he's like, the Pulitzer pet. This could be in every household in America. Kids will love it.
We're gonna be rich, bitch.
That's pretty funny.
All we gotta do is get them wet and we get 5 more of them. We could do this all the time.
Yeah, who cares about the pain that it caused him? Do it.
He's fine now.
So that's where we end off on this week, or this episode, because we do it weekly, twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. Throw it out there.
Yep. Happy Monday to you.
Happy Sunday to you. We're recording on Sunday. Don't lie to the viewers, the listeners.
It's Monday when they listen to this. You're the one giving them false information. They will not be listening to this on Sunday.
Maybe I'll release it a minute early and they'll start listening to it.
Nope.
Maybe
I'll going to listen to it.
Hey. We have like 28 likes on Facebook right now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they listen. That means they like your page.
Well, make them listen, Farble.
Okay.
Alright. Do you have anything else to add to this episode?
If you did listen, go ahead and tweet at us.
Oh yeah, 10 Men Sin. At 10 Men Sin, which is TENMINCIN.
Okay.
So that's it for tonight. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
We really need to get a call sign, like a end quote. With so much there with the last one.
Yeah.